All right, in this video, we're going to look at the basics of the Lego NXT programming software. In the previous video, I showed you some of the basics on the robot itself. This video, we're going to look at this program right here. It's the Lego Mindstorm NXT 2.0. You may have another Lego program on your computer. It's important that you're using this one here. This is the programming. The other program is for data logging, and we're not going to use that one right now. So when you open this one up, it's going to load the software. You do need to have the robot plugged into the computer. And again, in the first video, I showed you where to plug the USB cable in and where the USB cables are kept on the back shelf there. Um, Once you've logged in once, you'll have a recent program list. Right now, I don't have any because I haven't been using this. For right now, we are going to create a new program, and we have 4 required challenges to work on. So I'm going to go ahead and name this one Challenge 1. Now, there's a lot of different tools inside of the programming that you can use. The first challenge is very basic, so it doesn't require a lot of complicated programming. But if we just go through the drop down, there are move blocks, there are record and play, so you can make it play sounds. Sounds are here. This would record from the microphone on the robot. You can edit what's seen on the display. You can tell the robot to wait. You can have it loop, or you can do switch. When you log in, it may look like this. I clicked on the center tab down below to get that. All of those tools are housed under the common. There is an action button that houses specific motor movements, sound. There's Bluetooth, color lamps. This yellow bar is where all of the sensor editing will happen. So in some of the later challenges, you'll need to edit the touch sensor, sound sensors, definitely the light sensor. So those, all the sensor tabs are under the yellow bar. Under this lighter orange bar, you'll find wait, loop, and switch. Then there's a data bar. This is a little bit more complicated programming. And then an advanced bar where you can do some diagnostic tests on the robot. For challenge 1, all you're going to need are the move and basically just one block. Now, anytime you drop a block into the field, you're going to have an area where you can edit the information for that block down below. Now, the motors for the robot have 3 possible ports, A, B, and C. The motors for in our robot should be plugged into ports B and C. For challenge 1, we want the robot to move forward, so I'm identifying that in the direction. You can edit the steering, so if you wanted the robot to turn either right or left, you could edit that in this area. We're going to have the robot go straight, so I'm going to leave that pointing straight. You can adjust the power. This will have to do with how fast the robot moves. Um, Sometimes, if you have the power at 100%, the wheels will spin a little bit and you will not get an accurate movement. So I'd recommend bringing it down somewhere between the 50 and 75 range. It's going to make life a little bit easier, especially for challenge 1. Now, duration. This is where you're going to edit how long the motor powers the wheels. And you have some options. You can set it for unlimited, which means that it's just going to run continuously. You would only use that if you had a second break of programming in telling it to stop. You can have a number of degrees, keeping in mind one full rotation would be 360 degrees. So if you only wanted the motor to rotate a partial amount, you could use that setting. Number of rotations. So this will be times the wheel turns all the way around, and seconds if you want to set it to run for a period of time. I would recommend using the rotations label. And for challenge 1, you're really going to have to do some trial and error. So I would recommend trying a number of rotations. The robot needs to travel a distance of 48 inches. So maybe start with any number and put that in. So I'm gonna pick 10 rotations, and I'm going to first save this. So I'm just going to click save. It already brought up challenge one because that's what I named it as. Now that my um, program is saved, if I had my robot plugged into the computer using the USB cable, I could download that to the robot by clicking on this button right here. That's the download button. That will send it to the robot. The robot does need to be plugged in and turned on in order for the download button to work. So make sure it's on and plugged in using the USB. After you downloaded it, you would be able to turn on the robot. You would be able to go to the My Programs folder and look for the program that you named. In this case, ours would be Challenge 1. You may want to name the program something else so that you can identify it in case other groups have left their programs on the robot. You don't want to be using other groups' work. You will, in addition to getting the programs to work, you'll also need to show proof that you have a program that backs up what your robot did. So those are the basic general instructions for the software and to get you started with challenge one.